I know. That's Georgia Tech. That's what you get.
You guys good? So, how was it today being one of the few running backs actually to go through practice today?
Yeah, a couple of went down. Man, practice still moves same pace, so I got a little extra work. Worked on conditioning because we're going to be a fast tempo offense. So it always helps. So, yeah.
What have you kind of made of the offense so far, and how much do you feel like your comfort level is right now in terms of understanding what they're asking you to do?
I feel comfortable. They're good at teaching the offense, typical spread, inside zone, outside zone, power. So I feel comfortable running. Everything just feels like going back to high school.
Defense got a little chippy out there today, huh?
Oh, yeah. Coach Collins loves that. I love it. Man, it's all about the game. It's competition king. That's what we live by.
What are the biggest differences in the way just practices are run now versus previously?
A lot of fast pace, no breaks, back to back to back, reps. Everybody's getting reps. Everybody's moving fast. Everybody's finishing plays.
Does it make it more fun when you guys go like that kind of tempo?
Oh, yeah. It brings about the love of football back, just running around all the time with teammates, getting at it. Yeah, it brings back a lot of that.
Is it more energy, would you say, than in the past, or is there more energy around practice?
Yeah, definitely. This is practice that's it's ramped up a lot more. So a lot more energy, a lot better pace. Yeah, it is. Yeah, energy's ramped up.
Maybe one more for Christian.
We were in here this morning. We were able to see what you guys go through before 8 o'clock in the morning. Talk about the schedule and just what you guys do before a lot of people wake up. I mean, this is a totally new schedule.
It's something that I really wasn't used to, waking up, going through meetings, music playing, 7 a.m., coaches screaming. But that gets you going. You don't even know it's 7 a.m. You feel like it's a night game. You're finna go play a night game. So it just brings the energy up and you're ready to go out there and practice.
So kind of what's it been like for you? You're getting a chance to kind of learn some new stuff and do something a little different.
Man, it's just fun, man. Just being versatile, play receiver here, running back here. It's just fun to finally just, be explosive in the new offense.
Did you catch the ball a lot when you were in high school?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I played slot, running back, pretty much everything on offense. Yeah.
Do you enjoy the cross-training aspect of it now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it just pushes you harder, make you train harder, gets you right mentally, physically. So it's fun. It's just fun.
You kind of were in a weird position. You were kind of waiting your turn. It was kind of coming up this year, and now you're kind of thrust into new offenses. That have been hard for you, I guess, a little bit?
I've been meeting with the coaches. I've been in the playbook. So they told us from the jump, just get in the playbook, make sure you know everything. And it's pretty much, at first it was a little bit hard, but pretty much know everything now. It's cool.
Does it help actually being out here on the field, seeing kind of what they're expecting live?
Yeah. Yeah, because they told us earlier, before we started spring football, they was like, y'all got to run. Y'all got to run. It's going to be amped up. And we kind of pushed it off like, yeah, but no, it's not. And then we got here the first day, and everybody was gassed. It was like, okay, we see what they expect now. So
Is that the difference with coaches' practices between Coach Johnson and Coach Collins?
Oh, no, he always had, a lot of people flying around, but it's just, everybody saw the practice, just running everywhere. You might be on one field, one possession, and another field, another possession. It's just everybody flying around. You might bump into one of your teammates. So.
What do you think about all the energy he brings to this team and just the morning meetings and just kind of, your teammate just said, it doesn't feel like 7 o'clock in the morning. How do you embrace, rather than practicing in the afternoon and doing this?
Man, it's like if you're not hollering, he don't want you in there. So you got to have a lot of energy to be on this football team and just fly around. That's all he like, guys with energy around him.
For you personally, what's been the biggest adjustment from Paul Johnson's offense, Collins?
I'm just getting used to, being a true receiver, running routes, getting used to being in the backfield instead of, having your, arcing and putting your, hands on the ground, actually just sitting back there in two-point position and just, running, reading blocks and all that.
What do you think of the music and all that?
You said what?
What do you think of the music and all that? You like it?
I like it, man. I like it. It's just, I'm glad everybody, we amped up every day. You never find anybody, tired, slouching around. I don't want to go to practice. Everybody's always waking up, willing to put in the work and actually go to practice. So
I figured the coaches probably have a lot to do with that, making sure that you guys are up and excited and everything.
Yeah, they do, but we kind of turned it around to where it's like players. Everybody, you might have freshmen in your face, riled up, sophomore, anybody. Everybody's riled up,
What's your favorite? Do you prefer playing slot or do you like playing running back?
Man, I like everything. I like everything in this new offense. I'm trying to play everything.
What time do you choice? He seems like he's in you guys' ear all the time. I looked at it, and he was, after every play, just talking to you guys.
Just passionate guy. great coach. You know, if he want all of you, he gonna give you all of him. He just want full effort, 100% of the time. And, you know, you can't ask for a better coach than that.
What time do you guys get here?
I think in the morning I get around like 5 to get treatment, but we normally have breakfast check around 6, and then position meetings around like I think 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
It's just the way the team meeting is run. How would you describe how they're different?
Music everywhere, like, you know, again, everything's riled up. If you're not jumping around, you know, screaming, yelling, go back, turn back around, come do it again. You know.
Anything else for Omahri? Are you getting a chance to do any special team stuff? And what's your role there?
You know, everything's brand new right now, but you know, I've been out there catching punts here and there. I think that's the only thing we've been doing, punt team, but I just been catching punts right now.
Is that something you'd like to do?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm trying to do everything. It's my last year. I'm trying to do everything.
Is it nice your last year to kind of have this kind of new offense and just kind of a change? I know people don't like change, but as you guys with your athletes, is that kind of nice to be able to your last year to have something different?
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to maximize all the opportunities I have. That's all I'm trying to do.
Not least, running backs coach and Georgia Tech alumnus Tashard Choice. We'll open it right up for questions for Coach Choice.
Coach, you're a little banged up at your position. How are you conducting practice without some of your players?
More guys, you know, getting more reps. So the guys that are in, it's the only ones you can worry about, really. You have to coach them and hope, you know, the other guys get healthy. But we're managing, you know what I mean? Jarrett had a couple of plays that he come in today, so he'll meet with me a little more, learn some more in the position. But, you know, as an all, I think we're doing pretty well.
How's Dante doing? He's a guy that could have maybe played either spot, or you get a chance to see him at running back. It seems like he's well suited for zone read and that kind of thing.
Doing better. Got some things they need to work on, of course. You know, I'm always say that, but he's doing better. He's learning the system. So hopefully in a couple of more days or a week or so, he can get better. You know what I mean? And see how well he does. But ultimately, right here, right now, he's one of the guys that is picking up the offense pretty well and doing the right things.
How do you go about with a guy like Cavante who can't go this spring, in terms of just getting him kind of to learn the offense and do, you know, I'm sure he's doing treatment and all that stuff, but kind of what can you do to kind of get him ready?
He better be mentally prepared, because ultimately that's his job. You know what I mean? I make sure when he's in there that he's locked in and focused and understand what's going on with the offense, but that's his job. He better know what he has to do. And then he got to get in, you know, as far as treatment as well. And so he's ready to go. He's really excited. He's eager to come out there and get on the football field. So in due time, when we get in, you know, later on in the fall camp, hopefully be ready to go and ready to roll for us this year.
You hear Coach Collins talk about brand a lot. When you talk about the running backs, what kind of brand are you guys trying to establish about yourselves in that position?
Physical, tough, and disciplined. That's all we are. We're going to be physical, we're going to be tough, and we are going to be disciplined. We're going to hit people in the mouth, blocking and running the football. We're going to protect the quarterback and protect the football. That will be everything that we do. It's the only thing that we can do to be successful.
Coach, it's important for you to be in these guys' ear. Just kind of, I saw you out there really talking to them a lot. Communication, is that big?
Huge, especially, you know, sometimes I don't want to overcoach when I'm out here on the football field, for the simple fact I want to see them make mistakes, because then I can show them, you know, tell them the right thing to do. And so when we out here on the football field, I don't want to coach them sometimes. Sometimes I do, because different plays, you know, you have to. But more importantly, I really want the guys to understand that you can't play running back thinking. You got to play running back reacting. You got to know and know you know. When you know you got a protection, or you know where the run's at, you got to be able to know that in your head and process the play and be ready to go. The faster you learn it, the faster you are on the football field, and you're able to make plays that way. So I try to continue to get them to understand situations like 2-minute or 3rd and short, to understand what you have to do in those, you know, in those situations to be successful, because we got to continue to move the football.
It's been a while since there's been a running back in the league from Georgia Tech. You were part of a long tradition of guys that kind of really from year to year, you guys had at least one guy in the league playing, if not more. Is that something that's kind of important to you to kind of bring back? And
no question.
Get those guys.
No question. Every kid that's here, every kid that I recruit, I ultimately want them to come in to go to the NFL. I want you to come in to get education. It's very important. But I want football players. That's why you come in here. You're not going to Georgia Tech just for the education. You're going to Georgia Tech to play football. The education is an absolute it's just an extra gift that you get because of the prestige and how hard, not hard, but challenging the school is. You understand? And so when they come in, I want them to be the best. I want them to be the best in the nation. So I'm coaching guys that want to elevate themselves to be at the top of competition, and that's in the NFL.
Coach, a lot of the players embrace this new system, this new
Yep.
morning workouts, routines,
Yep.
meetings.
Yep.
How do you guys, as coaches, the energy and just everything that goes on before 8 o'clock in the morning?
Well, it's just, first from Coach Collins, it starts with him, and everything always starts with our top guy. And so we all follow his lead, his energy, and I'm going to have energy. Like, what's crazy is I never have anybody to get me fired up to play the game of football. It's the same way when we coach. Coach Collins is the leader, so we all as assistants and coaches, you better have that fire yourself. And that's what make everybody go, because the players can see if you fake or not. And so when you come out and you have passion, you have energy, it drives everybody. And so now they know you passionate about what I'm coaching. And so if I tell you or explain something to do, they'll do it. And then they respect you for it. So it's sort of one of those things, man, you just be yourself. You know what I mean? And so as a coaching staff and Coach Collins tell everybody, be who you are. And then everything else will fall in place.
One of the benefits of not having everybody available is some of the guys who wouldn't get as many reps are getting more.
Yeah.
Has anybody kind of stood out and gotten kind of impressed you or anything?
Well, we have a walk-on Keegan. It's maybe 5'5", 170, 165, but he's playing his tail off for me. But he'll never hear me tell him he's doing well. You know what I mean? So it's one of those deals. But you have those guys and you see them get better day in and day out. And so it's no depth chart. And so you're either coachable or you're not. And you either get better or you're not, because you're going to get reps. And so him to continue to get better day in and day out, it's a pleasure to see. It's a pleasure to see the guys that you say, oh, they wouldn't get a lot of reps, when everybody gets the same amount of reps, to see who can get better day in and day out.
Malloy was a kid that was pretty gifted in high school until he got hurt, and ended up here. What do you think his potential is now that he's back at 100%?
He's a natural running back. He has to work and clean up on some things as usual, but he's getting better and he's learning. And so the more reps he gets, the more comfortable he'll feel in the offense. You can see a lot of natural ability. His burst is good. He makes some big plays here in practice today. So I'm going to continue to stay on him. I'm going to continue to push the envelope on him, because I'm going to be very over the top with him, because I want to see if he can, to see how good he can be, to see, you know what I mean, to see how good he can be on the field, because we're going to need him this year.
Coach said he wants these guys to have toughness, more toughness than they did last year. Have you seen an improvement in that, and where do they still have to go as far as that goes?
See, what the deal about toughness is, it's not something I can see in a day. It's just got to be continually stacked in and stacked on day in and day out. And so you see them get tougher, but you want to continue to see that, because that's with discipline. And so the fact that coming out here, hitting people in the mouth, being able to run, being able to finish, that's all part of being tough mentally as well. To push yourself when you're exhausted, to push yourself when you're not, to always come out here and give 100%. The whole culture we're built is built on effort. And we always tell the players, if you're going to be about something, be about effort, because you can't coach that. You can't understand how passionate I am about the game of football. Nobody can write and say, you're this passionate or you like to coach. It's inside you. It's something you do. And so as a football player, your toughness is how you come out and condone yourself day in and day out. We want to see it continue. It's a day in and day process. So when we line up August 29th, it's go time.
Jerry Howard's a little more of a kind of stiff downhill runner. Kind of how does he fit into this offense, and kind of where you see him kind of developing?
Just continue to work. We're going to continue to run zone. We're going to continue to do different things. So as Jerry comes out, he's going to have to make sure that he continues to work. He works his tail off. He's one of our best workers on the team. And so you see a guy like that that's very smart, that comes out here and works his best. So, he can do anything he want to do on the football field. He's big, he's strong, he's powerful, and he can run. So we just got to continue to evaluate him, continue to get him better, and see where he falls.
From what you saw of Cravante on film and just in all-season workouts, how do you see him fitting in?
The same. He going to come in and work. You know what I mean? And so it's hard to see him, because you can watch film, but we do a lot of different things that's different than what, the offense that they had previous. So when they get in, how fast he can get to the plays, how fast he can get in shape, but one thing I do know, he's hard to bring down. He's very strong, he's physical, he's athletic. And so you see a guy with a burst like that, he can do something. And so long as he come in and put the work in, he'll be ready to roll. And he will. He's been doing that for me.
You had your incoming freshman running back here today to watch practice. How important is stuff like that, just to get him to get kind of an idea of what you guys are doing and get that kind of mindset right before he gets here?
It's good. Coming from high school to college, the biggest thing is the conditioning. Practice, the tempo is very different. And so as far as him and the other guys, they're coming in on Saturday as well. And so them guys to be around and see what we're doing here is important. Because once everybody comes in, now you can see the expectations, the tempo, and how we practice. So when they come in, they're going to have to fill in too. And so the first couple of days, their eyes going to be up. They ain't going to know what's going on, but it's important that they get in so they can see it for themselves, so they can adjust and have some of that experience, by being here.
Coach Collins was saying something about how you want to get like 50 reps in an 11-minute period.
Yeah.
Here's back when you were playing here, same sort of time frame. How many plays do you think you might have?
Not even close. But it's totally different. Right. Coach Gailey ran, pro style. The practice was totally different. And his is chaos, it's mayhem. But he preaches reps, he preaches intensity, he preaches 100% on every play. And so as coaches, you see the guys and they work and they may make a mistake. You tell them keep going, because the more reps you get, the more it become habits for the guys. And that's one thing he wanted to preach, and that's what we do the same. It's actually been pretty cool to see the guys get reps and see them get better.
You were kind of talking about earlier how this position is more of a feel type of thing, the feel and the flow of the game.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that is a learned trait and how much of that is a natural ability?
You can be very great at running back the more you learn before you get on the football field. If I prepare the guys to understand defensive fronts, to understand coverages and understand blitzers and who you're going against, it'll help you play faster. Once you get in a football game, you have to let it rip. And so when we get into practice and they have a certain front and we run in a certain play, they need to understand what they should expect. But once they get the football, now it's time for you to let loose and show your ability. And so I try to give them a fine line, because the best running backs I've been around, like Damian Tomlinson, Marion Barber, them guys knew what they had to do before they stepped on the football field. They had to watch a lot of film. So when they got on the football field, they knew what they, had to do. And so that's one of the things I picked up as a trait, and I'm trying to make sure they understand that as well.
How hard has it been with just the tempo and that adjusting as a coach? You're a younger coach, and you got these split huddles and all this stuff going on. Has that been kind of an adjustment for you in terms of?
First day, I learned fast. It's like when you get in and your first start is against the Steelers, and you got to play the best defense ever against ever and statistically wise in the NFL. I'm like, oh, it's go time. And so once you come out here, once it's the first time Coach Collins does, I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta go. And then the next day it's okay, now I'm ready, let's go. You know what I mean? It's a learning period. But like I said, that's how I train my backs. It's the same way. Once you mess up, okay, I'm cool. But don't look at that mistake. Let's keep going, let's keep moving. And I guess that I want to work the same way I do, so it's gonna be fun, because I'm telling y'all it's gonna be a good year. I can't wait, I'm excited.
Anything else for Coach Choice?
When your friends, former players, call you and say, "Hey, how are things going? What are things like?" and they're maybe asking like, how's practice run? What kind of things do you tell them?
Say that one more time.
Like when you're talking to friends about what it's like and how practice is going, what kind of things do you tell them about just how things maybe are different and what you like about?
Totally different, because most of them seen practice the way we used to run it. Right. You know what I mean? And now, being on two fields where you got reps on reps and a lot of guys going, they asked me, what's going on? I said, the guys get way more reps in. You get better conditions, so you don't have to run after practice. We used to have to run after practice. Now you get all your work in practice, and so being tired and you see that attention to detail when you're going through certain things to see which guys can push through or what they need to work on. And so I try to sit back from afar to see what they can do. And then once you see the guys and, you know what I mean, how they work and how they adapt to the situations, it helps us coach them better. It helps me when I'm in the film room to pick plays out to say, you need to work on this, you need to work on this, and give them something to try to get better in. Sound good? Hey, I appreciate y'all. Thank you.